Okie dokie. We're bringing Jazzy back. It's Cocktails with Heather, so we'll try to make this a weekly thing. I can't promise anything because these fuckers don't know how to keep a schedule because of life. Clay is not with us for reasons. We're doing the dating thing. We're not going to get into any of the other bullshit or whatever else. So get ready. Most of us have tried the dating apps. Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Facebook, dating, Grindr. Some of us have tried them all. So what's your biggest issue with dating apps? Well, we're going to talk about that. Plus, what not to do on a date and a couple of other things. What are you drinking?
Oh, we're going to start with that. Hi, audience. It's good to talk to you again. So we're, as we were kind of bringing the band back together in a way, I said, hey, why not do some more wine reviews? And A, because I want to drink wine, and B, because why not give you some cheap options? So again, still to this day, even on a hiatus, not sponsored by Grocery Outlet. We need to make that extremely clear. However, this evening, I am drinking a wine called J Shed. It's a red blend. It says on the bottle that it is rich, jammy, and smooth, which is exactly how my vagina has been described. It's from Australia, and it is imported.
Rich, jammy, and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's why I bought the bottle. I said, I can relate to that. Of course, it's not really a red blend yet. Anyway, so this bottle was $3.99. For you diehard fans out there, you might remember we used to try to keep it right at the $2.99. But in this economy, the prices of everything has risen. So now cheap wine at Grocery Outlet is $3.99.
Thanks a lot, Obama.
Right? I did that. And elsewhere, it says it will go for $9.99. So you have a possibility of a $6 swing for this rich, red, jammy, and smooth wine. And, you know, the first thing I'm going to say about this is if you pick up this $3.99 stunner is let it breathe a little. This wine needs some air. Maybe get a frother and froth it up.
It's got fucking asthma.
Aerate it. Throw some bronch air on it. I don't know what you need to do to it. But I did put it in this giant coffee cup, which helped get some air on the surface. And once you let that stank die down, it is jammy. It reminds me a little bit more of a port. So it's a little bit, it's thicker. And the best thing that I can describe is not so much that you would be like drinking it out of an ashtray as an aftertaste, but more if you just took like a Marlboro Red and just licked the side of it real quick. That's kind of the aftertaste I'm getting.
When I first saw the bottle, I thought it was whiskey, bourbon. And I'm like, did she bring bourbon?
She's drinking straight bourbon out of a coffee cup?
Great, but still.
Shit has gone downhill. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't done it. What I'm saying is I'm not doing that tonight.
No, it's wine.
It is wine. It's the J Shed.
J Shed.
J-Shed.
Yeah. And if you want to sponsor the podcast, you can...
I will drink all your wine.
Yeah. You can email us at the links in the description.
Absolutely. That's how you find us. Plus, you'll have links to the YouTube channel, and you can always reach out to us with questions, comments, concerns, and, of course, always sponsorship opportunities.
Yeah. Just leave the questions in the comments, or if you're on the Facebook page...
Except enemas. If you have enemas that you need sponsored, we're not the people for you.
Maybe. Depends on what you're paying.
Mike will happily do it for the correct sponsorship. What's the price point on an enema?
They didn't say you had to try it.
What else are you going to do with it? Wash your coffee table?
Sponsored by Gary's Enemas.
They're a blast. Took you a minute.
No, I got it. I was trying to think of something else.
Just imagine a pressure washer. That's all I can imagine right now for some reason. Just pressure washing somebody's butthole. Which, quite frankly, I think some people probably need that. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we should start something.
Have you ever watched Married with Children? You know that big fountain in Chicago?
Yes.
You could be like that with Gary's Enemas.
Just sitting on top of it.
Yep.
We need to get an AI picture of that for this cover. Someone sitting on top of the Chicago fountain.
It's the those old water willies where they had the top that popped up that was sitting on top of the water that would spin around.
Yep, that too.
Yeah, you could do that.
It's like a quick quack.
Gary's water willies.
You put a rubber duck in there when we're done. Keeps it all in.
Rubber duck. Yay!
So that's the wine review for today. I would say, if you want something that kind of tastes like a port, you like something rich and jammy and smooth, It's $3.99, people.
Yeah. If you want something that tastes like a port with the
aftertaste of a Marlboro
I was
Red.
going to say, yeah, with the nice follow up of tobacco. There you go.
This is for you.
Yeah.
100%. Enjoy your wine, people.
Clink.
Clink. All right. So where are we at next? Well, I mean, I've had quite the journey recently. And I don't know what you wanted to lead into next. Are we leading into the dating apps?
If you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Oh, I mean, are they still dead?
I was going to say
is it? I mean, I have people in mind that are dead, but if they're just coming like rotting flesh, maggots, the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. I don't know if this is dinner conversation.
It's probably not, but that's the low hanging fruit. Everybody's like, why would I have dinner with a dead person?
I don't know. Maybe you're into that.
Yeah.
I mean, necrophilia is a thing.
These are also interview questions, by the way, for jobs.
Are you shitting me? That's a horrible one. Do you want to hear the worst one that I've heard?
Yes.
That baseball players and other people often have at-bat songs when they come out. Mm-hmm. What would your at-bat song be?
Battery.
Awesome.
It's either Battery or House of Pain by Van Halen.
I said TNT by AC/DC.
That's a good one. Everybody wants to use Thunderstruck, but that's so played out.
No, I don't. That's stupid. That's actually not even that good of a song.
Yes, it's a fucking great song.
I don't like it.
Wow, you're wrong.
I don't like it. Well, sir, I don't like it.
This is my opinion. Well, you're wrong.
Well, you're wrong. Too bad. Fuck you. I also like Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, and I know a lot of people like that song. So
I love that song. Any song by AC/DC is awesome.
Especially Big Balls.
Riff Raff, and it escapes me right now.
That's probably one of their songs,
Let There Be Rock.
That's a good one also.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've digressed into AC/DC.
Yeah. All right.
So maybe Angus Young could be a person.
That's a good one.
Because he's the dead.
Brian Johnson.
That's a very plain name. Who's Brian Johnson?
The singer for AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
And Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer would be a good one. My go-to answer on all of these is always Larry Flint. And from previous podcasts, if you guys are fans and followers, all three of you, that's a running theme through my life. So he's one of my...
Larry Flint before he got shot or after?
After.
Fair enough. I would say before because he's actually more coherent.
Yeah, but I want the Larry Flint that went through like wearing the diaper to court. I think that would be fun.
Okay.
That's fun for me. He started collecting Tiffany lamps. Like, I just want to hear the whole story and like, exactly how did we get to Tiffany lamps, sir? So maybe Angus Young, Larry Flint. Who else? I don't know. Maybe like a real life, like people who were made out to be like fancy pirates. Like Blackbeard. And he was probably like an accountant. He probably wasn't even like fearful.
Edward Teach, he was a teacher.
Well,
he was an educator.
That's redundant.
Yeah, but he was an educator before he became a pirate.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know. There was, if you watch Black Sails, have you ever seen Black Sails?
No.
I can't remember which streaming service it's on. But the whole show is about him. Is it Blackbeard? Yeah, Blackbeard. And this...
Beard probably wasn't
I
black.
want to say dandy fop, but he's not a dandy fop. But he wanted to be a pirate, and he dressed like a dandy fop, which was in these regal clothes and the Seinfeld poofy pirate shirt. You know?
He's a little lad that likes berries and cream?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was a poofter, is really what he was.
Is that even a real fucking thing?
And yeah.
Did you just make that up?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
And in history, this guy became friends with Blackbeard.
Okay.
Sort of, and they pillaged and raided the coasts up and down in the Caribbean and Florida until they got caught, and eventually one was hanged and Blackbeard got away.
Damn Blackbeard.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty incredible story.
Blackbeard, actually, a funny story. That wasn't actually about the beard on his face. They were talking about his ball hair.
He used to put not flint, but basically flint in his beard
to make it blacker and
light it on fire, so he looked like a demon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he put it in there to like color it. It's like an early Just for Men.
No, he didn't take. He would take the
flint that you like. I was thinking I don't know, like charcoal or something.
Yeah, well, the wicks, right?
Yes.
He would take the wicks and he would light them on fire and put them in his beards.
That's a dangerous game.
And all they would do is smoke. So and make little sparkle things. And then he would just go and attack, like sparklers, right? And he would just scare the shit out of the crew.
He would show up with sparkles and be like, "I'm here to reach you. Stand back. Blackbeard's coming.
Watch yourselves."
Fucking horrible. I don't know if I have a third. I really just want to have dinner with Larry Flint. Actually, I don't even give a fuck about the other two.
Yeah, the Taika Waititi. It's Taika Waititi and I can't remember his name.
Tidy white titties.
Tidy white titties.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Taika Waititi.
Mm-hmm. That's what he said.
Our flag means death. That's the name of it.
Okay.
So the guy's name is Stede Bonnet. He was a pampered aristocrat who abandoned his life of privilege to become a pirate in the early 18th century, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is based off of, it's not historically accurate, but the whole thing is based off of Stede Bonnet and Blackbeard. And Stede Bonnet, eventually played by Rhys Darby, if you guys know who he is. He's been doing commercials right now, but Stede Bonnet was known as the gentleman pirate, born to a wealthy English family on the island of Barbados, and inherited the family estate, and then fucking walked away from it because he got tired of his wife, apparently. He bought a sailing vessel called the Revenge, traveled with his paid crew along the eastern seaboard of what is now the United States.
That's a big fucking midlife crisis.
Capturing other vessels and burning other Barbadian ships.
It's like, you know what? I don't like my wife. I'm just going to light some people on fire.
He was ruthless.
Actually, that sounds kind of fun.
I wouldn't mind being a pirate, but it's kind of tough nowadays.
It is. People frown on the whole ships on fire thing.
So
very sad.
Yeah, he was executed by hanging. He died at the age of 30, December of 1718.
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
I would have dinner with Ron Jeremy. I'm curious. I bet he smells bad.
Well,
he just looks like he smells like salami.
Probably. He's been in jail for a while, so.
Yeah. So he smells like cup of noodles and salami.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Delicious. All right, what else you got?
Let's see. Do you have a hidden talent or hobby that most people don't know about?
I can make fart noises with my hands.
Sarcasm.
Well, this is not many people know about it. Everyone knows about my sarcasm.
I can make this sound.
Like a shitty elephant.
I
think actually a lot of people can do this. I can't do it with my armpit, but I can do the...
I can't do it.
You can't do it? I have lots of hidden talents. Are you shitting me?
I can shoot water like that.
You can? I can't do that. I can also shoot water with just like making a... Oh, I can't do that. I don't have that secret talent.
Yeah, but I have to be in a pool to do it. Just kind of...
You can't just make water out of nowhere? Like, weird. That's so strange.
Yeah.
You don't have superhero shit?
I can't do superhero water.
Water! If you could pick a superpower, would it be like I squirt water with my hands out of nowhere? Like, no. That wouldn't be one you'd pick.
What's your superhero power? I could squirt.
I've seen a couple of people on video do that. Does that help?
Well, apparently nowadays, everybody can do it.
Really? I don't believe that. No, that's not true.
No, it's not.
That's not true.
Some people can, and the rest of it is just pee.
You actually just pissed on me. I have heard say, because I've looked it up, like, how do you even do this? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like how people can gleek with their tongue and some can't. I don't know. And they said, anybody can do it. You just have to know how. Like, you have to have the right conditions, and you have to know, and then like kind of like, I don't know, like farting. Once your body knows how to do it, like it just does it. You can just kind of give it a little extra, and then it just, but I don't think that it's something everybody can do.
Most of the people that say they can do it, they drink gallons of water and
piss all over.
And then piss. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, sometimes you usually pay extra for that, Cotton.
It's a bold strategy.
Pay extra for that kind of action, Cotton.
If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go?
Is cost unlimited? I mean, like, is my budget unlimited?
Yes.
I have many places, but honestly, right now, and this has been my answer before, where I want to go is I want to go to an overwater bungalow in like Tahiti.
I just want to leave California.
Just anywhere. You're going to end up in Kansas or that one part of Oklahoma that sticks out. Like you need to put up some boundaries, sir.
That's an Indian reservation. Apparently, there's a lot of murders that happen there too.
There are. Nobody checks on that.
No, like You just step 1 foot over the California border.
Just breathe free air for a minute.
Yeah.
Just, and then go back home.
But not Oregon.
I want to go anywhere besides California, but not Oregon.
Yeah.
Not Oregon.
There's like 3 places I won't go. Oregon, Washington, California.
What about North Dakota?
I would go there. I wouldn't stay there, but I would go there.
I looked into it. I was like, what about North Dakota? I hear South Dakota. What about North Dakota? And then I looked up some information. I'm like, that is a horrible place to go, and I am not going there.
Yeah, it's like going to Wyoming. And I know some people that live in Wyoming.
I think parts of Wyoming can be better, but...
until the winter.
Yeah, North Dakota is evidently worse than that.
Yeah.
Is what my understanding
Yeah,
was.
that whole area is just kind of...
I was like, North Dakota, properties are hella cheap. It can't be that bad. Oh, it is that bad.
Desolate wasteland.
Sounds horrible. And that's why I think I stay in California. I mean, like, I want to get out at some point. Obviously, I'm nailed here for a while, but I want to go, but it's hard to find another spot where you can access all the same shit that we can.
Yeah.
In the area that we live in.
Yes. But California sucks.
Amen.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? Oh, I'm sorry.
We just did that.
One.
California.
Yes.
Oh, wait, wrong.
What's the best concert you've ever been to?
When it was one of my first concerts. Well, I can't say my first concert because my dad was taking me to concerts since I came out of the womb.
One you can remember.
I went to go see a concert that I thought would be cool because Digital Underground was in it. And it was like one of those compilation concerts. I mean, I was like 14, so this is like, how many fucking years ago? 300?
30.
At least. And so this was 34 years ago. And I went there specifically for Digital Underground because their Sex Packet album had come out. And what I didn't know at the time, but now I appreciate later, is the warm-up acts that they had. They had the Afros.
Oh, yeah.
Queen Latifah. Then somebody else came out that I don't really remember. Digital Underground came out. And Digital Underground wasn't the headliner. Public Enemy was.
Oh, Jesus.
So I saw Public Enemy when I was like 14 years old.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Chuck D is one of my favorite.
I absolutely love Public Enemy, and I'm so pissed that they don't really make music anymore. But I still love Flavor Flav. Even through Flavor Love, he just still cracks me up. I don't know why.
Yeah, Public Enemy is one of those bands that like I got into through Anthrax because of Bring the Noise. And I'm like, oh, well, this is cool. So
I still listen to Public Enemy. Yeah. And their songs are great and the messages are great. And I'm like, what happened to these fuckers? And then it was like, then I put my conspiracy hat on and it was like, oh, that's right. Big government put out gangster rap. Okay, cool.
Yes.
They need to build up the prison system complex.
There we go. What's the most interesting fact you know?
That a coon's age is about 7 years.
Huh. A raccoon can crawl up your asshole and it would fit.
Couldn't you actually fit more than one raccoon up there if I'm not mistaken?
It's at least one.
At least one raccoon.
But,
so both of our weird facts are raccoon facts.
Yes. But, no pun intended, a whale can fart a bubble bigger than a horse.
That's also...
Yeah. So you could fit an entire horse in the bubble of a whale fart.
I have a lot of useless facts in my head. So it just depends. And I can't just like bring them up at will. Like it's like the shittiest superpower. Because I can't just be like, weird fact, useless fact, and bring it forth. Like you have to wait until something's in the motion. And then I go, oh, da-da-da-da-da. And everybody looks at me like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Just weird. Ton of useless facts in my brain. What are these questions? Are these like date questions?
These are the dating questions.
God, these are horrible questions.
What's your favorite way to spend a weekend?
Doing fucking nothing. Like, if I could just sit in a temperate area and not have to deal with anything, that would be amazing. I don't want to make no food for kids. I don't want to like have to be going on errands. I don't want to have to answer the phone. I don't want to have to do any work. I don't want to do any chores. I don't want anything building up, so I got to do it later either. I just want to do nothing. You, Mike? If you say hiking, I'm kicking you out of the fucking sliding glass door right now.
What's my favorite way to spend a weekend?
Smoking.
Yeah.
Mike's like, exactly what you said, but add cigarettes. That's what I want to do.
Chain smoking.
Chain smoking. Where at, Mike? Anywhere. Not California.
Not in California.
What do you do? Chain smoking. But not Oregon.
In an airplane?
Chain smoking inside an airplane. Sir, could you extinguish? It's my weekend.
There was I can't remember what celebrity, but there was a celebrity that wanted to, I don't know if I think it was a cigar.
Okay.
And he asked the attendant, I think this happened just after they had instituted the no smoking rule.
Yes.
And he's like, I really want to have a cigar. You know, I've had an incredible day and this and that and the other thing. And I want to celebrate. And she goes, the only way that you can smoke on this flight is if you ask every single person and you get 100% affirmative from every person. He's like, okay. So he asks everybody. And this sounds like a joke. And it does. It sounds like I'm setting up a joke. It's not.
It does.
He asks everybody, and everybody but one person says yes. And the guy, he looks at the guy and goes, everybody else said yes. Why would you say no? He goes, because I want to smoke with you. Well, is that okay? Yeah. If he says yes, you can both have a cigar. Okay. So they both smoked on the flight.
Beautiful. Everybody says yes.
Yeah. So that one's a dumb one. If you could live in any fictional universe, which one would you choose? I'm living in one. It's called California.
Living in one now. It's called The Matrix. It's the Truman Show, but different. That's what I'm living in. Fictional. I mean, you're the one that's a lot more familiar with fictional universes than me.
Why that? Okay, so there's like 4 of them that I wouldn't want to live in. One of them is Dungeons and Dragons, of course.
Oh, God, it's fucking terrible. Don't do that.
Have
you seen them?
Swords and sorcery and plague and death. So it's like living in the,
medieval times.
Yeah, 15th or 16th century.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, the plague. Great.
Would you like some plague blankets, sir?
Warhammer, both universes, fantasy and 40K, because they're just awful, awful, awful places of death and destruction and evil and chaos, consistently invading all the lands all the time and people having to fight to survive. Wow. Why would anybody live in those universes? It's horrendous. And then what would be the other one? Star Trek isn't bad.
You could beam places, which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
You can go to weird planets and screw alien chicks.
Yeah. And Star Wars would be actually pretty cool. Because you fucking laser guns and lightsabers.
I think now that I've had a moment to ponder it, of course, I think about like Harry Potter and shit like that, because that's more of my thing. Like, but you would have to be like a wizard and have it not be the dark times where people are getting killed, But what if your universe was like the Heavenscape from Little Nicky? Like where Reese Witherspoon was an angel and Chubbs was up there teaching golf lessons.
Swinging hips.
It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. Are these icebreaker questions that people are supposed to ask? Or is this like, are these ones that people said like, hey, what about these dating questions?
It's just dating questions.
Can you imagine if you matched with somebody on like an app or something like that and they were like, hey, what are 3 people you would have dinner with, dead or alive? I'd be like, I just block. Why do you want to like, I don't want to reveal how shitty of a person I am like in the first couple of messages back and forth. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I should. I reveal how shitty I am to a lot of people, but like, I mean, I kind of try to, I guess maybe I try to put a warning out with my bio anyways. Like, I don't know how you could get more of a red flag. People still message me, so.
Do you have any pet peeves? Block.
You block. Any pet peeves? This shit.
Yeah. Dating apps.
Yeah, I've got, and that's funny thing is people be like, and I know that we've talked about this before, is people like, what are your hobbies? And I draw a total blank. I'm like, I don't have any fucking hobbies. I don't have hobbies. Vodka's not a hobby. I guess it could be. I could say I'm a connoisseur, but that's a lie. That's a lie, because I just bought a bottle of gin that was made by Kiss at the grocery outlet.
Oh, yeah. Rum or gin?
They make gin too, evidently. Oh. It's Kiss gin. Huh. And I'm like, Gene Simmons could use my couple of bucks.
Is it cold gin?
It's just gin.
Doesn't it say cold gin on there?
I don't
That's
know.
That's a song.
Oh, it does, I think. And I was like, whatever. Then why the rum?
I don't know. Ironic that they're selling alcohol, but they don't drink.
Dude, it's Gene Simmons.
That's true.
He would tattoo his likeness on a transsexual's dick if it would get him a couple of bucks. God bless that businessman. Okay, I'm going to change my answer. Gene Simmons, Larry Flint.
Okay.
I just want it because he will squeeze $1 out of it. That tree out there.
Yes, he would.
I can love that guy. David Lee Roth.
No.
I just want to see it. I just want to see it in person.
I can't stand watching interviews with David Lee Roth.
It's crazy
because he grinds his teeth, and that's a coke thing.
Is it?
Yeah. If you notice,
mental note, Heather, please stop grinding your teeth.
When he was doing interviews way back in like mid 80s,
way back,
and he would sit there and he would be smiling, you know, and you'd see him do, hey, I'm David Lee Roth. Hey, And he would just grind his teeth. And it's just like, fuck, dude, how much coke can you do?
I was going to do the kick, but I'd probably hurt myself.
Oh, yeah. You have to jump off a drum riser.
I don't know, man. Just my legs hurt.
Yeah.
Totally off subject, but like I'm a little disappointed because I've been to the gym like twice and I haven't lost any weight yet. My legs are just sore. That's all that's happening here.
I've cut back on drinking Pepsi.
Well, there you go. Lifestyle, health.
Yeah.
Hashtag health.
Apparently, I'm not as tired anymore. Weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
The sugar and the salt, it sucks all the water out of your body.
Sucks your will to live.
It sucks your will to live. And I started drinking iced tea.
Well, you're going to have to start a fitness channel.
I know.
Fucking fit as fuck.
Yeah. Fat as fuck.
That's my like, I gotta start eating better. Burger, that sounds good. I got no fucking shame.
Yeah. I'm healthy out of shape.
I'm like, I went to the gym, time to drink 6 vodkas.
I walk inside and outside, 3 feet each way.
Getting your steps in.
Yep.
Very important.
Yeah. So
you wear the watch, you just jerk off a lot. I got in 20,000 steps today. You've only been in and out.
Put it on the cat.
You've only went out to the outside table. Yeah. It would be fantastic. I don't know how I would deal with a lot of these questions. I mean, they're just too farcical.
Yeah, they're awful.
But it's funny at the same time.
Yeah. What hidden talent? A hidden talent. What do you
shoot a blow dart out of my vagina?
Is this your card?
Can you imagine if I like got on a date with somebody and like your hidden talent and they're like close up magic? I would just be like, I am really excited to tell this story, and it's me. So I'd be like, really? Like I would like pull into it and then I would be here on this microphone going, dude, you're never going to fucking believe what just happened to me.
I pulled the 2 of clubs out of his ass.
It was great.
Literally
out of his ass.
Wait, what?
Inside of an Applebee's.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I made him poop it out.
Shoulda. He should have 2 clubs at an Applebee's. Dude, I wish I had stories like that. My stories aren't even that. Well, I guess maybe I do have some fucking crazy stories.
Well, you got a dating story. Tell us.
I do. Okay, so, as Mike said, without going into a lot of history, I find myself recently single. So, and as we'll kind of dig a little bit more into this, I was bored when no interest in any of it. And then I was sitting there and I was bored. And I was like, I just even wonder what that looks like out there. And I didn't spend a ton of time on dating apps previously, but I had been on them. And so I went on Facebook dating. And, I've got some interesting stories that go along with that, but actually had a couple of matchups, and they didn't seem like they were too fucking crazy. I mean, it didn't seem like they were going to carve my heart out and take a bite out of it. So I was like, okay, let's meet up for a drink. So I think I ended up making dates. Like I stacked them because, the kids were going to be gone for a little bit. So I was trying to stack dates all in one section. And I met up with one.
All in one night.
Just invite them all to the same place.
It's like a group interview.
It's like a showdown. Just put a kiddie pool out and like a vat of oil and be like, and we will be fighting.
Gladiator style.
You're going to wrestle in this olive oil for a chance to watch me shoot a blow dart out of my vagina.
Let's go, Ric Flair. Woo!
You can see my hidden talent. And then when they get in the back, I just make fart noises with my hands. Oh, we thought it was going to be more than that. No, that's it. Okay, thanks, bye. So I met up with this guy and he seemed like, okay, it wasn't like a deep conversation or anything. It was just like basic texting. And I'm one of those, like, you're not going to get far with me on texting because I'm literally not going to fucking tell you anything about my life when I'm just texting you and I don't know you.
Right.
So it's going to be like, how was your day? Long. What are you doing? Sitting here. It's like, I'm not going to engage in details with people that I don't know. I don't even know if it's worth it. So we met up for a drink and he was all about it. I mean, he was like, really excited to meet you, blah, 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 blah. Like, hitting it up. I was like, okay, that's awesome. So we go and we meet at this bar in Roseville and he was running late and I was on the phone with someone and I got a text message from him. It's like, and it was it's a voice message and it says, hey, I'm running a little bit late. I, got a call from a client trying to start this business up, I text back, no problem. Totally understand the client thing. Totally understand. As you and I know, that's been part of half of my career has been dealing with clients, right? So I'm like, Totally get it. I'm going to go in and get a table. Let me order. What can I order you to drink? And he writes back, a whiskey sour or a lager. And I was like, okay. And so then I was on the phone with somebody. I was like, it's I'm going to go in and order. As I'm walking in, I get another message from him, and it's a voice message. I play this one on speakerphone on the sidewalk, and it says his voice. So, like, I don't know, ask them if there's a lager that they recommend that is a little citrusy for somebody that maybe enjoys like Blue Moons. And I just stopped it, deleted it, went inside and ordered that fucker a whiskey sour. Bloop, and plopped it on the table. So, and I ordered myself a whiskey and had a conversation with the bartender about the whiskey or anything. So we came in, and there wasn't a lot of people there, so it's easy to pick me. Well, it's easy to pick me out of a crowd. And so go up, just give him a nice little hug and sit down. We start talking, and I go immediately, so tell me about the client. Like, what's going on? Like, what's this business? What are we doing? He starts talking, and I'm just like asking questions because it's me. And then he's going on about his business, and then he's showing me his website and other stuff and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay. And he asked me what I did. And so I start telling him a little bit about that. Immediately starts talking about his shit again. I'm like, and the whole time I'm just staring at him, nodding, going, I hope he can't read minds, because this is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Click, click. To the temple.
Yeah. What was the one they do? Bang, 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 click, 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 bang, bang. It was just
I keep missing every time.
Oh, I'm like, oh, you are just dry like toast. And so I was like, well, maybe if I get drunk enough, you'll seem more interesting. And so I was really kind of looking forward to a second drink. Homeboy took this whiskey sour that I know was made stiff because I watched the chick do it, and drank it the fastest I've ever seen anybody chug a whiskey sour like that. And then waited for me to finish my drink. I'm about to say, should we get another one? He stands up, does this little itchy thing with his shoulders like he's rolling them, and he goes, should we go out and go for a walk? And I was like, it's 106 outside. And he goes, yeah, but I mean, like, just around the block, like, it's got to have cooled down by now, right? I'm like, oh, okay.
Was he doing it like rapid fire like that?
Kind of, but he didn't look methed out or anything. So I was like, yeah, I was already there. And I was just like, oh, okay. And so it's me. So I was just like, oh, got a little ADHD thing going here. Okay, cool. Like, let's go out. And so we get outside and I was like, yep, still hot. Still hot out here. So we kind of walk
back in.
Yeah, walk to one end of the block. I need to just hold better boundaries and be like, no. And if he's like, well, I want to walk, and be like, deuces. So we walk to one end of the block, and it goes nowhere. And we start to walk back again, and we get kind of close to the front of the bargain. And he's like, well, I guess I better go home and start getting stuff ready for work tomorrow. And I'm like,
what the hell?
I'm like, yeah, okay. That sounds good. Yeah, totally. Sounds great. So I was like, where are you parked at? And he's like, I'm down here. I'm like, I'm literally across the street. So he didn't even offer to walk me to my car. He gave me a quick hug, and he bolted the other direction. I went to my car, got in, laughed my ass off, called my friend, and was like, you're not going to believe this shit. I have never, and I know that there have been other people that have been on dates like this, but I have not. I'm going to say I have not, because generally speaking, dudes, when I've gone out, and I know that I've gained a little weight, but people still seem interested, oddly enough. And when I've gone out with people, even I think if people don't find me interesting, the guy is still thinking, I'd like to put my dick between those tits. Like, I think there's just some sort of like, hey, maybe I'll get laid out of it, because they're dudes. So they're just like, whatever, she's not interesting or what have you. So of course, my first thought is, I wonder if this guy suddenly had the shits. That's just where my mind goes. And then I was like, well, and then my friend brought up, actually, Laura brought up, she was like, what if he thought you were somebody else and he put the wrong person? And I was like, oh, that's possible too. Anyway, so I was like, I don't know what the fuck his deal was. But anyways, I got to go home early and get in the pool. But he did text me the next day, and he was like, hey, thanks for meeting up. It just, didn't feel anything besides nice conversation. And I was like, okay. He was late, and I think like we started out, and I think I was with him for a total of maybe 40 minutes maximum. I have never been on a date like that before. Never been on a date like that. And I checked the mirror, man. I didn't have boogers hanging out. Wasn't anything in my teeth. I didn't fart during the date, which is good. I didn't burp. I tried to keep my cussing to a minimum.
Maybe you should have.
Maybe I should have. He might have been into that.
Yeah.
I really think it was like mistaken personality. He's probably texting me thinking I was somebody else, and showed up and was like, who the fuck is this old lady?
No.
And he wasn't even that young, I'm going to be honest. I mean, he looked young. And the hard part was I actually, as he started talking, I should have just like stopped him and said, I'm just going to stop you right here. I am too much woman for you. I am so sorry.
I find it hard to believe that
I could break you over my knee.
He would. It would be like a case of mistaken identity, in this term.
I don't know if you're messaging like a lot of chicks on the app, like you could get it mixed up.
Not often.
Maybe you saved my number in a wrong name or something.
No, most people.
I thought you were Jennifer. I don't know. Fuck. What the fuck do I know?
I thought you were Jennifer.
You do not look like your photo, ma'am. That's not my photo.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is this you?
And I guess I should preface the fact to people out there that because I am aware that people put non-recent photos, my ex-husband included, which we have talked about before on his past profile things that we've discussed it on the podcast before, like old pictures, he readily admits it, and filtered pictures and stuff like that. And I don't do that. Like, you get a picture that I just fucking took today, like. And I don't even filter my pictures. Yeah. I don't like the way I look in the filters.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that when a guy engages a girl in talking, whether it's whatever app it is, when the girl or when they swap numbers and stuff like that, the guy knows who he's talking to all the time. There is, okay, I'll give it a 1% thing, but the 99% of the guys that are out there that are talking on these apps, they know exactly who they're talking to when they get your phone number. So when they get your phone number...
I should have just went back in the bar and had another drink.
Yeah. And then you should have just... What you should have paid a homeless guy to whip out his dick and you take a picture of it and send it to him.
Don't worry, got dick by myself. Thanks. Yeah. It's not like I was looking for it, honestly. I haven't had a desire to do that right now, but like, I'm not bringing him back to my place. I don't want anybody to know where I live. There's two people that I actually talk to that know where I live right now, and one of them I already knew. So like, I don't feel he knew where I lived before and he never came around. So like, I'm pretty sure I'm safe.
Right.
That's just what it is. Another person is somebody that actually lives very close. So it's like, I couldn't hide if I wanted to. So now it's just like, I don't know, put a cover on my car. I don't fucking know. Can't even park in the garage because I don't have one. So I can't hide my car anymore. Shit's fucked up, Mike. I can't hide my car anymore. It gets bad. I don't want people coming to my house. So it works out well. The other one was talk to this guy for a little bit. And I think it was like the night after or 2 nights after the guy who ditched me after like 40 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. To go have flagrant diarrhea. So
that's what we're telling us.
That's what I'm telling myself. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's okay. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I am 100% okay with that. Mm-hmm. Totally chill. I don't care if I'm anybody's cup of tea anymore. I've just reached that age. I'm good. I even bought the drinks because I was there first. So guy got a free drink and he dipped. Actually, I wonder if it was a woman.
It may have been.
Could have been a woman. Maybe he's trans and he was worried about it. I still would have done it just to see. Oh, you have a vagina.
Yeah, no dude would slam a fucking whiskey sour and then stand up and roll his shoulders. Oh, you want to go for a walk? No, crackhead. I don't want to go for a walk in 100-degree weather.
It's 106 outside. Like, what are you, made of ice?
Yeah.
No frosty. I don't want to go for a fucking walk. It's 106.
Yeah.
I sweat.
Yeah. Not into sweat.
It's just so hot these days. I don't know why anybody would want to go out willingly.
I literally sit outside and I sweat and I can feel it dripping, and you want to go for a fucking walk after drinking a whiskey sour.
Maybe at the farts. Trying to blow ass outside like I wouldn't know.
And walk all the way down to the corner and walk all the way back.
And then be like, deuces.
Yeah.
Like, why did I have to walk for that? Why couldn't you just be like, oh shit, I gotta go. Or fake a phone call.
Yeah.
Nope. None of those tricks. Anywho, so this other dude, I'd been talking to him for a little bit. He seemed pretty cool. Like, he was okay, but again, very shallow conversation. So we meet up and we actually end up, getting, I got a couple drinks. And I should have known this is probably a problem when he ordered it and he's like, yeah, I just don't drink that much anymore. I should have just went like, oh, check. Like, I should have just done it right there. Just like, check, I'm done. Nice guy, seemed cool, decent conversation. Fucker wanted to walk again after we got out of there. And he's like, let's get out of here. Let's go walk down and see what else is going on. And I was like,
what is this with the fucking exercise?
Maybe they think I'm just that fat. They're like, you know what? Whenever I just take this heifer around the block,
Let's see if she's...
And the next time, if I go out next time and one lassos me and then kind of pulls me down the block, like, you and I are going to have a serious discussion. What's going on out there?
Let's see if she starts breathing hard.
Well, we're just going to have to run her behind the truck. She's got to that point. Like,
she's not even breathing hard. Yeah, I know. I work at Forest Hill. Fuck off.
Put her out with the dogs and let her run for a bit. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
What's that? Planes, trains, and automobiles. She's little, but she's tough.
No, she'll get your luggage.
Yeah, truck, you lazy ass. Totally. And so
she just gave birth this morning.
I immediately, when after 2 drinks, was like, we're going to go to another bar. Because we were in like Old Roseville at this point too. I was so excited. I was like, well, there's a dive bar around the corner. Oh my God, we could probably walk there. I'm thinking in my head like, so he walks down, he's like looking for something else to do. And I'm like, there's nothing down here. Like, I don't know what you're looking for.
I'm looking for an arcade.
Yeah, I don't, like a crackhead. I don't know. It's like, hey, do you want to buy some drugs? We could probably buy some drugs down here. Like maybe the pawn shop's still open. What the fuck do you want to do down here, asshole? So anyways, it was actually a great conversation. And he told me,
let's go get a tattoo.
So this is where this story bifurcates into 2 interesting pieces. I'm going to, if I have time, do I have time to tell this story? Mm-hmm. Best story I've heard on a date so far. He had told me that he had been divorced and he had dated and then he hadn't dated in quite some time. And it's me. So I'm like, why? What's wrong with you? Were you in like counseling? Were you in like a sobriety program? Like, what are you? You take a vow of celibacy. Did you suddenly become Catholic? Like, what are we doing here? And he told me that he kind of got turned off from the whole dating thing because when he had dated somebody and he said, I admit it was too soon after my divorce. I went on a date with this chick and didn't know that she was a recovering alcoholic. And I said, well, you don't drink that much. He said, right. So it shouldn't be a problem. He goes, you're right. But she still did. So evidently they went out to dinner one night. She ordered a couple drinks. He didn't think anything of it. The next night, or the next time they went out to dinner, she evidently immediately sat down and ordered 2 extra large margaritas at the same time. And I was like, ooh, I don't even think I could do that. I'm pretty seasoned. It's going to melt. Like that just even logistically doesn't make sense. He said, well, I made a comment of, wow, that seems like a lot. And she started getting very upset with me and using profanity. Awesome. He goes, so anyway, she continued to drink throughout the dinner and got worse and worse. And then towards the end of the dinner, when I said, hey, I think we should just go ahead and go home, she ran off. I said, what do you mean she ran off? Like she ran down the street away and I couldn't find her. And I was in Grass Valley. I was like, so immediately I have to stop and like hold myself up and like cross my legs so I don't piss myself. I was laughing and I was like, so let me get this straight. You had a date and the bitch ran away from you? And he said yes. And I was like, just totally missing. He goes, yeah. He was like, I don't know what happened. Like, I guess she was trying to like call somebody, but like somebody that she, like her aunt or somebody like that, like ended up calling me. I guess like she had my number because she was meeting up with me or something. And that's when she tells me that the aunt is her sponsor. And she's supposed to be sober because she's a recovering alcoholic. And so then I have to tell her she's been drinking all night and took off. I guess nobody could find her. He had to call the police. The police were interviewing him because he was the last person that had seen her. She went missing for like 3 or 4 days. Her family couldn't find her. The cops came to his house.
She went on a bender.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, she was on a bender. He goes, yeah, he goes, it was freaky. He goes, and her family was calling me and like threatening me. And I'm like, hey, I got kids. Like, I can't. I was like, oh my God, that is the best story that I have ever heard. And he goes, and then she calls me like 4 days later, like, hey, really sorry. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not talking to you at all. And I was like, oh my God, you win. I said, I don't know if there's like a trophy for this or like a badge that you could put on your work uniform and be like, the worst date ever.
Like a Boy Scout badge.
Like get a sash or something and just put that on there. Because that wins. I was racking my brain trying to think of a shittier time or close to a shitty time that I'd had. I did not have one.
No,
I did not have one that I could compare. So as we were talking, you know, we had kind of mentioned, and you know, we're talking about this or that, and he says, you know, he listens to podcasts all the time, and da da da. And he's like really into one, and he's got a friend that does a podcast. And I was like, I kind of roll my eyes. I'm like, everybody does podcasts these days, and I was like, even my brother does podcasts, and so he asked about it and I was telling him and I was like, well, I'll send you a link to one. And he said, okay. So the next day I found one of the links to one of the old Cocktails with Heather and I sent it to him and I haven't heard from him since.
I hope it was the Mexican,
it was not the trailer park orgy.
No.
I sent him the first Bukkake one.
Oh, good. Okay.
I was like, and I kind of told him, I gave him a vague idea of what it was about. And then I said, hey, here's a link. Haha, just thought you might want to know what you're dealing with. And he was like, cool, I'll give it a listen. And then the next morning he sent me like the good morning text. And I was like, good morning, how's your day? And he was like, so far. And he was like, oh, pretty good, getting ready to go to work. And I was like, all right, cool. Never heard from him again. So I think he went to work and listened to the podcast and was like, oh God, he's deleted himself. I don't know if he unmatched me or deleted himself from the dating app. He's just fucking go.
Fantastic.
And I have been saving this story for you, and I haven't been able to tell you because I wanted to tell you on the podcast that our podcast scared a guy away. And I was like, oh my God. And then I'm like, what did I say on that podcast? Like, I knew it was a good one because we'd had a lot of views, and it was people probably looking for Bukkake, which, you know, we didn't discover until later.
Yeah, the Bukkake one.
It was Bukkake 1, not Bukkake 2.
So that particular podcast has like a disproportional amount of dislikes on it because of the name. It's got like a 48%
hate rating.
No, the hate rating's high. So I got 100%. 40% of the people liked it. Oh. It's got like a 60% dislike.
Again, we talked about this on the return of the Bukkake because we decided to put that in the name again, at least, and then kind of discuss it some. That people were probably searching for stuff on Bukkake, got that, thought they were getting like actual Bukkake like videos or something, and was like, this is terrible.
This is bullshit.
That's the worst. I got soft listening to this Bukkake party.
That guy speaks the bullshit.
This is terrible. 1 star. Do not recommend. Yeah. Worst Bukkake party I've ever been to.
Dicks.
The assholes ruined my heart on. So, so I've scared off 2 dates, so far. One with a whiskey sour, I guess, cause, you know, fuck that lager. And, I just can't, I don't even want to be with a person who orders a beer like that, let alone be the person that orders a beer like that.
I want a beer, but I want it citrusy, but not too citrusy. And it has to have a right shade of pale on it. And not too much orange, but enough so that I can see through it so it doesn't look like it's a fruit.
I want it so hoppy, I turn into the Easter Bunny.
Can you make sure it has a lemon in it, please?
Yes, please put fruit in my beer. I can't. If you cannot just... I understand that some people like craft beers or they like IPAs or whatever. Fucking, I don't get it. I don't like beer. So what the fuck ever floats your boat. I get it. But don't send me into some fucking... This is like somebody like with a really long coffee order. Like, I just can't do it. Just go in and drink a fucking Coors Light if you want a beer. Shut the fuck up. Like, I can't.
I want a half-calf decaf with a twisted lime.
Extra foam.
Yeah.
1 Splenda.
If anybody that's ever seen the movie LA Story would get that joke. Because
I didn't,
there's
obviously.
It's a Steve Martin movie.
Oh, maybe
and
I have.
He's meeting up with a bunch of friends in LA, and they order all the foofy drinks. And this is kind of where it came from. That I'll have the soy latte. I'll have this. I'll have a half-calf decaf with a twist of lime.
It's just like all of a coffee.
Yeah.
So those were my 2 horrible stories on this app.
I'm going to take a quote again, like I said to you earlier, from Eddie Murphy from the new Axel Foley movie. I'm a celibate.
Actually, funny you should say that because that same guy asked me if I was celibate out of nowhere. I didn't spur the conversation, and I said, who hurt you? Was my response. Like, what do you mean? Like, am I celibate? Well, like, I am, but I mean...
Who hurt you?
Like, what? Why would you just ask somebody that? And then I was like, are other women telling you that they're celibate so they can get out of fucking you? Like, I don't know what...
Point to this action figure and tell me where the bad man touched you.
I mean, it's not like I'm out there, like, humping the dicks right now, but it's, you know, I'm not necessarily celibate. I just haven't found anybody that's, like, you know, turned my engine on right now. So,
yeah.
Why the fuck would I? I'm happy just watering my pond and moving my sprinklers.
There you go.
People, seriously, dudes have messaged me and they're like, how's your day going? And it's like a weekend and I'm like, I'm having a rough morning. And they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, the oscillating sprinkler is not oscillating and I can't figure out what the fuck's wrong with it. And then they don't message me for a while. And then the next day they'll be like, how's your day?
They're looking at that like, why is she talking about gardening?
Because when they're messaging me, I'm out there and I'm like sprayed all over, out crouched in the yard going, okay, it goes one way and it goes this far and then it stops. What did I do wrong? And I'm like messing with, it's trial and error with those motherfuckers.
Is she talking about masturbating?
Can't get my oscillating sprinkler. They probably went on like adamandeve.com and we were like oscillating sprinkler head dildo. And we're like, I can't find anything.
It's one of those with the beads in it.
I mean, it
rotates.
The kicker is that you got to be ready when it comes back to that. It'll get you every time.
Especially when it goes into machine gun mode.
Yeah, that's that's how we make our enemas.
Oh yeah.
The oscillating mode.
Machine gun enema.
It's been awful. So there's been in this adventure, and this is kind of why I think we decided to bring this back together to some point. I actually kind of threw it out there to everybody after just reviewing these things. So I'm not like, again, having a ton of dates from this. Let's just put it out there. But I can't delete the fucking app. Like, I'm not even interested in anybody that comes on. And like I said, I get a lot of them that are likes and the profiles are just all written in Spanish and I can't read it. So I was like, these profiles are like horrible. Like, and men are clueless. I don't think they know anything about what they should be doing. And so I actually offered it out to everybody on our Facebook pages. You saw it, Mike, of like, I don't care who you are. I will help you. I will help dudes with their profile. Just tell me. I will offer this service to help you. Let me help you. It just in general. And I didn't get any traction. Obviously nobody. I had one friend that sent me, like, he didn't even preface it. I got a Facebook message from him. I open up and it's a picture of his bio one, and then a picture of his pictures on his and no context. And so I was just like, oh, this is horrible. Why do you have all these memes? Like, just, and then like, I didn't hear from him and I was like, okay, he's pissed at me. And then like a week and a half later, he sends me more pictures. He goes, is this better? He changed everything around. I'm like, yes, this is better. Thank you so much. So, I mean, it goes out there. So nobody's really actively asking, or wanting help.
Well, that's what we're going to do with this one is that because we have to figure out how to
weave some of this stuff in.
Post the stuff without offending the people that are.
I've been trying to blank out faces and names where I can. Sometimes I can't help it, but because that's private. But what I have started doing is just offering unsolicited advice to people who never fucking asked.
So that's what we're going to do is just offer unsolicited advice, and then we'll put the corresponding text, which is "Hey baby" or whatever.
Oh yeah, so I mean it's really a split market. So either I don't ever hear from them, which is great, and I'm not horribly mean in these. You've seen them. Yeah. I just kind of
was never heard from.
Yeah, click on a picture and be like, "Hey homie, like you got some problems here. Like let me give you a couple pointers," and then I give them like the cheerio and send, and most of the time I don't hear anything, but, and you have seen this, I have gotten a lot of responses back that it's like, I have not fucking said anything to them at all. They just step right over it. And they're just like, so what are you doing? Hey, pretty lady.
Godspeed, Chief.
I'm trying to find the most creative lines that I can on this. And it is quite hilarious, but there's only one guy that like, you could tell I like really like touched his ego in a bad way, which I enjoy because my favorite thing is if you give me a man with an ego, I will do everything I can to deflate the fuck out of that stuff. So just, yes, exactly. So it's been looking for that advice. And I do actually have a couple of tips on my phone. So I don't know when you want to break into that or if you want me to give like one tip.
Give one tip.
One tip. Just the tip?
Yep, just the tip.
See how it feels? Okay, so my first one, and this is one that I talk on a lot, I'm going to tell you right now, gentlemen, sunglasses. Anytime I see a profile and it's mostly dudes with sunglasses, I'm going to automatically assume that you have fucking crossed eyes.
Stop trying to look like Dr. Disrespect.
Either you've got cross eyes, a weird lazy eye, you got one of them glass eyes, so when you wink, it looks like one of them fucked up possessed dolls. Like there's something there that you're hiding behind those sunglasses, and every fucking picture has the sunglasses on them. Take your fucking sunglasses off and show us what we're working with. I mean, literally, Mike, dude's profile pictures, it's the front one, sunglasses, and they're on a boat. Sunglasses are holding a fish. Sunglasses. And I don't even mind the holding the fish thing. Like, I'm fine with that. Yeah. But sunglasses, and you don't actually get to see their face. Like, stop fucking doing that.
What is with the fucking fish shit?
So I actually think I have that on here, and so I'm just gonna put that out there. I put fish and game pictures because I have seen a couple where they're like hunting stuff, and this, by the way, really pisses women off. So dudes, and you're probably on, if you're on TikTok or the internet, women are out there saying, "Oh God, oh the fish picture," and they're making fun of it or whatever. Like, I'm actually okay with a fish picture, like, but I grew up fishing and hunting, so I'm interested in that. So to me, you just have to understand that you're reaching a target audience. And that may not be what you're looking for, because every dude goes out there thinking, you know, they're always trying to shop not at their own store. Like, they're always shopping like 6 points above themselves. Like, they need to bring it down to reality. So like, if you're posting a lot of fish pictures or hunting pictures, you're getting a redneck bitch, and you better fucking like it.
Well, here's the other thing. You don't need to show the fish. You could be fishing. You could be holding the rod and the reel.
That's the only time dudes take pictures, is when they catch a big fish and their buddy takes a picture of them.
Everybody knows that you're fishing.
I have 300 pictures of my son holding fish that he's caught. Like, when you catch a big fish, they take a picture of it, and that's probably one of the few times they have a photo taken of them.
Yeah, no. Just take a normal photo.
It's really easy to prop up your phone and hit the timer. You can take a video yourself and snapshot it. You can go up to literally any person in the street and go, "Hey, would you take a quick picture of me?" Just don't pull your dick out when you do it. Like, just take a normal picture without your fucking sunglasses on. And it could be any of those things, but they do. They always like, "I don't have a lot of pictures." And I'm like,
or your sunglasses on the back of your neck, upside down.
Dude, I will take that. Like, that's, you know what? As long as it's not always like that, that's fine. And I guess maybe what kind of sunglasses are we working with? Are we talking like Oakley blades here and the white frames?
Like Mark used to do.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah. Or on the fluorescent rope, maybe you could have. Where they're just hanging there on the old fluorescent rope.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm good with that.
It just screams like I still live in the 80s.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the glasses holder.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't know what you're doing. You could be outside.
It could fall off the boat while you're fishing.
Exactly.
That can happen.
I'm cool with that.
Fishing game, I'm not going to starve. Those hobbies don't bother me. I like taxidermy. I'm okay with all these things.
True.
I don't want to spend a ton. And also, maybe if you're an avid fisher or hunterman, maybe you just won't be fucking home. And that works for me too.
True.
You'll just leave me the fuck alone because you'll be doing stuff.
Women are doing the same thing with the fishing and the game stuff. And they stand there and they're in like jeans or whatever else, and they're holding up a fish like, "Hey, look at me!" Like,
oh, they're doing like
swipe.
Oh, like as a joke?
No. Oh, we'll have to go through.
Like they're actually, yeah. I haven't been through the female ones. Obviously. Well, I've been through a couple because then I also changed my preferences to like anybody.
We'll have to go through the female profiles like on mine or something like that, because there's a lot of them that say, "Oh, I love to exercise and this and that," and no, you don't.
It's bullshit.
No, you don't love that. I run and I hike and I love to go to the beach. We live like 170 miles from the beach. No, you don't.
Yeah. What do you actually do? Which is what I do. Vodka.
The beach is 2 hours away, north or west.
Like you've got to drive ahead of you.
Yeah.
I know, but people always do that. My favorite one, and I've got
I'm always at the beach.
And there's always like ways that you can find shit that what dudes actually mean in their stuff, where they're trying. My newest favorite one that I found, I think it was yesterday or maybe it was tonight. Actually, just doing it was like emotionally available.
Oh yeah,
emotionally available man. What the fuck does that mean? I'm emotionally. I don't want your emotions.
No,
I have plenty of my own. I'm good.
You can cry on my shoulder.
Keep your emotions over there. Crying in public makes me extremely uncomfortable, dude. I don't need an emotional motherfucker.
Maybe I should start putting on my profile friend zone.
Well, on Facebook, the Facebook dating, which I think is weird and I don't quite understand it, you can like somebody or you can do you can like them as a friend. You can ask to be a friend thing. And I don't quite understand that. Don't ask me to be a friend. I don't want you to be a friend. Well, but I think it can. I don't think that's what they mean. I think it's just another. I don't understand, Mike. I don't understand the thing. You want to be friends and you want to just chat like friends. Is that it? They just want a fucking pen pal? Yeah. Oh, I don't want a pen pal. No. Well, then I may have scared another one off. Okay. Because I think he did a thing for friends, and then I did the things for friends, and then he messaged me like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then I was like, "Did you want to get together next Thursday? Pick a dive bar." I'm never gonna see this guy then. I think I fucked up. I fucked up, Mike. Do you want to get together next Thursday? Wow, that's aggressive. I know. Well, I'm fucking aggressive. I don't know how not to be aggressive. And everybody's like, oh, and it's like they do like, oh, we want you and you're feminine. Like, I don't even know that I've ever had a feminine energy.
Maybe
like,
I'm being too aggressive.
Maybe be aggressive. Be aggressive. Like, I'm going to be aggressive. Like, that's how it's going to be. Sorry. Fuck off.
You want to play football today?
You want to wrestle?
Yeah. You want to wrestle?
You want to take whiskey shots? It's 8 a.m. You want to do a line of coke?
Do you want to do karate in the garage?
You want to do some coke and go to a strip club? Because I do. Actually, that sounds fucking amazing. Do you want to go to a strip club, Mike?
No.
Why not?
A, I can't stand being around those types of people, and B, I'm out of money.
You should have just led with B, because if you had money, you would have fucking went.
Probably.
Oh my God. See, this is why I like dudes. This is why I like hanging out with dudes, probably more so.
But I don't know of any good strip clubs anymore.
I don't know that there's any great ones, but...
And they're all on Rancho.
Are there any... Is there any strip club that you've ever been to where you're like, that is a primo spot? I love going to the strip club.
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
I've been to a few, and I'm not really keen on any of them.
Was it the Body Shop? Is the one off of Madison?
Oh, where the 18 and older?
And Auburn Boulevard was?
Yep, that wasn't one. That one wasn't too bad.
And the weird thing is that when we were going there, me and Carl. No, and it wasn't just Carl. It was a couple of other, my buddy Wes. Mm-hmm. So when we would go to MIT, when I was going to MIT, it was just down the street. So we'd stop in and just fucking putz around, and you could buy alcohol there because it was a juice bar. And we didn't mess with the strippers because it was nice to watch, but you don't get dances from them. So we would get free dances. A, B, because we were playing. Because
you were there on a Wednesday afternoon.
We were playing darts most of the time, and we knew the bouncers and the bartenders.
Right.
So, and because we were there quite often at night.
My strip club, history is typically, I've never really found where I'm just like, this is a place I want to hang out. But what I always tell people is that when I go to strip clubs, I'm doing business. Usually if I go with somebody, I'm doing business. So I show up with a dude, and we're actually usually talking some sort of business, either stuff that's like
busy empire business.
Yeah.
Busy.
Like either it's like hood rat shit that we're doing, or we're trying to make a deal, or, we're etching out like what we want to do next for businesses or something like that. So that's usually when I'm there, or I'm going to go see a friend who is a stripper. Then I will also go and watch them strip. But I did go to...
Wait. You have friends that are strippers?
I used to.
Oh.
When I worked at the shop that sold stripper clothes. And I worked with one, and she worked at Gold Club at the time.
Okay.
Jessica Rabbit.
Okay.
She was cool.
I don't remember her.
No, but this was many moons ago, Mike. We're very old. We are elder now.
No, but I have a good memory.
I'm like Gandalf the White now. I've passed Gandalf the Gray, and I'm Gandalf the White now. I have passed through hell. And so I think the other time that I went that I found most interesting was a strip club in San Francisco on a Wednesday afternoon at lunchtime. So it's probably like right after they opened, the lights were still on. The stripper actually looked at me and said, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Do you want this $5 or not?" And there's one homeless guy in the back just falling asleep.
Who were the brothers that did the Behind the Green Door?
I don't know. That sounds like a Mike thing, not a Heather thing. What's Behind the Green Door?
It was porn. One of the most famous pornos ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, did it have shag carpet in it? Please say yes.
I don't remember.
I remember the Debbie Does Dallas as far as classics, and the one chick.
Mitchell Brothers. It was the Mitchell Brothers.
Okay.
So the Mitchell Brothers had a big theater down there, like years and years ago. This is like 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. Longer. And me and a friend went down to the Mitchell Brothers theater because he wanted to see what it was like. So
I went into Hustler in New Orleans. Hustler Club in New Orleans. That was a pretty nice spot. I'll be going to, I think a couple of strip clubs in December. So, my son's turning 21. And I asked him who he's bringing on his Las Vegas trip with him. And he said he didn't really have any friends that were 21 yet, except for one guy. I always forget his name, but I just tell him he looks like the kind of guy that squeezes farts out of dead birds. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm not taking him. And I said, well, who's going to go do all the Vegas-y things with you then? And he's like, I thought that we were hanging out. And I'm like, I don't want to go do the Vegas-y things with a 21-year-old boy. But he wants mom to hang out with him to go do the Vegas-y things. And I'm like, I don't want to be the one taking you to the strip club in Vegas, but I guess, okay. Here we go. Go Spearmint Rhino, here we come.
Yay! Spearmint Rhino. Gross. I am so, like, I'd go to a strip club, but it's just one of those things that just doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't do anything for me. I like the fake butts right now.
And the reason why
they move weird.
All the girls that used to be strippers were just, most of them were just fucking cool.
Yeah. I know a couple ex strippers currently,
and they had a great attitude. They were doing this, and you know, most of them were fucked up, but
yeah.
I mean,
everybody gets old though, Mike.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, it's just not. The attitudes are different. It's completely different now.
No, I don't think so, because I usually can still pick a stripper out of a crowd.
No. I mean, like when you go to a strip club, like the attitudes of the girls are completely different. Like they're all of a sudden better than you because it's become more acceptable and mainstream.
Well, and probably also because the rail is $2 now instead of $1.
Yeah, and back
inflation.
Then, you could hang out with the girls. Most of the times it was a slow night, you know, and they would sit there. We could actually have a conversation instead of, you know, boy, your tits are nice. I mean, the conversations are kind of like that, but I mean, it's just more, how did you get into this? Why are you doing this? And, oh, my husband. That's going to last long.
Like, well, I'm working my way through school. That was always one. Like, they'd start out and they'd be super nice. And then, like, after a couple of months, you're like, ugh.
I'm working my way through school while I'm snorting coke and doing DPs.
And for those of you out there that do not know what DP is, that is double penetration.
There was one girl, so at Showgirls, which is also off of Auburn Boulevard,
mm-hmm.
There was one girl there who actually became I'm not going to say huge, but she stepped up to the next level and became a Hustler chick.
Oh, okay.
So she worked for Hustler, and then she started doing Penthouse, and you know.
Did she do the spread where she pees on stuff?
No.
Oh.
That was before they started peeing on stuff. Not long before, but before they started showing it in Hustler. They were doing it in Penthouse and stuff.
They were doing it. I remember forever ago, and when I opened one up and I saw that they were doing a piss thing, and it was some chick pissing outside, and I was like, "This is where society and all of its graces ends." Yeah,
but she like, it was weird. She had said, she's like, I got a Playboy shoot, and I got, I'm starting to do Hustler and this and that. I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know. And then all of a sudden,
there she was.
There she is in all her glory.
And I was like, oh, she wasn't lying.
Yeah, fantastic.
Good for her. For her.
I don't know what happened to her.
She probably waiting tables at a Chili's.
She lasted a couple of years, and then I can't remember if she got into hardcore porn or whatever. I could probably find her. At some point, my brain will like literally just activate and go, this was her name. Actually, I think her name was Goldie at some point, but there's so many fucking
weird names. Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Goldie.
But she used that same name
in the Hustler.
Well,
that's fair.
So
good for her. Get that money, girl.
Yeah. So
that's where old strippers go to die.
Yep.
Where do old strippers go to die?
I don't know.
The mall. Gilf porn.
Oh gosh.
I don't even know.
They become madams? What do they do?
I don't know. Maybe we should look that up for next time.
Where do old strippers go?
Where have all the strippers gone?
Now I gotta look it up.
Okay, we're looking it up, party people. Where do old strippers go to die? Maybe it's like an elephant graveyard.
It's the stripper graveyard.
Stripper graveyard.
It's got
poles. I mean, like I said, I know a couple ex-strippers that ended like career of strippers.
It's got flashing lights and a DJ and a stage.
It's like the hot girls room in Upright Citizens Brigade. They just all go into the hot girls room. The house was built 20 years ago, and some of the hot girls might need replacing.
Apparently they go to Atlanta.
For what?
The Claremont Claremont Lounge. This is
old strippers?
This is where old strippers go to die. I put that into the Google search. And there's
it's like
review.
When Eskimos used to put people on like an ice block and float them out. They just like when their time is nigh, they just like give them a plane ticket and send them to Atlanta. Like,
it's been there since 1963.
Oh Jesus!
So okay.
Oh my God! Is it an active strip club right now?
Yes.
We're going to Atlanta.
Date of experience is April 2019, and It's the Claremont Lounge. It's in Northeast Atlanta, Georgia. It's the number 6 of 157 nightlife in Atlanta picks, I guess. It's number 6 nightlife bar clubs. I'm not sure where it started, but online you read everywhere that Atlanta strippers go to the Claremont Lounge to finally end their career and die. I honestly believe it is because this Atlanta strip club is not capitalized your average strip club in Atlanta. They employ a lot of what one might call misfits or carny folk.
Oh my God. We're going to Atlanta.
We have to. Kind of exotic dancers and adult entertainers. You heard me right. They have all kinds of strippers at this gentleman's club.
I want to see it. I have to see it.
Everything from larger women to older women, all the way to female with a peg leg dancing around from time to time if you go in on certain days.
Oh, God. I need to go there.
If you have never been, you must see it once. And if you have a friend who has never been, then I highly, highly recommend taking them. 5, thank Atlanta Sugar Daddy. Thumbs up.
Mike.
Yes.
We have to go to Atlanta.
I have to look this place up.
It's going to be cocktails on the road.
Think they let us do a live cocktails from there?
Maybe. If we tip them enough.
Jesus. No, they have to tip us.
They ain't tipping us shit, and you know that.
The Claremont Lounge Bar. There it is.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh, my God. It looks just like...
looks like the old Live Oak Tavern.
Yeah. It looks...
What? What?
Valencia Club.
It does look like the Valencia Club.
Oh, there's one right there.
Oh, God. Do they have midgets?
Oh, that's Anthony Bourdain. And what's his name?
Alton Brown.
Yeah, Alton Brown.
That seems like an odd spot for Alton Brown. He seems like the kind of guy that got to wash his butthole every time he washes his hands.
Jack Black. Taylor Hawkins. He's dead now. Slash.
Good.
Josh Hutcherson.
What's he licking?
Looks like something chocolatey.
Oh, God. Okay. 2 girls, 1 cup.
Anthony Bourdain.
Good.
And Blondie.
Great.
Jack Black and Barbie with 2 nose rings.
Good.
Morgan Freeman.
Of course.
Tony Todd.
I don't know who that is.
Candyman. He played in Candyman the movie. Oh. And a bunch of other things.
Got it.
I don't know.
I thought you meant the rapper Candyman.
Carrie Hart. I don't know who that is. But he's got tattoos, so he must be cool.
Oh, that's Pink's husband. He's the motorcycle racer.
Oh. Jeff Ross.
Oh.
Scumbag.
Great.
Supposedly. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Very good.
Zach Rohrig from Vampire Diaries. Okay.
Don't know who that is.
Michael Key, Jordan Peele, Jason Mitchell, and Method Man.
Method Man. Method Man got fucked up die too.
I like Method Man. Jason Momoa. Oh, he's wearing gloves.
Of course he is.
Look.
He didn't want to actually touch her.
Kevin Kinney, Driving and Crying.
Don't know what that
80s
is.
band.
Oh.
90s band. Jonathan Scott from HGTV's Property Brothers. Deuces, bro.
What?
Oh, look, Deuces.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're
so horrible.
So their opening hours are 8 p.m. to 3 a.m.
It's like C-list celebrities.
Yep.
We could be that C-list celebrity.
I want to be a C-list celebrity so bad. No cameras, but there's tons of pictures.
It's funny how that works out.
Irony in its best form. There is merchandise, there's events, and there's an About Us.
Okay, and that's what I'm looking up.
And there is nothing else.
Save some money, Mike.
Oh my God.
Guess you're going to have to get a job.
I'm going to have to get another job. Karaoke night, disco Saturday night.
No. When is the peg leg bitch there? I want to rub her peg leg.
About Us.
About Us. We got naked bitches. Is that really what else do you need?
48 women, 95 legs.
Does the bearded lady dance? Or does she just show up on Facebook dating?
I don't know. They won't even show pictures. We have been featured on Travel Channel's The Layover, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Comedy Central, and many more. The Claremont Lounge has received numerous awards for our unique atmosphere and service. Many celebrities frequent the lounge, such as Bill Murray, Robert De Niro, Pink, Carrie Hart, Kid Rock, Woody Harrelson, Morgan Freeman, and many more.
Including Heather.
And Heather.
Shortly.
Downstairs.
I don't think it's a link.
Well, no, I wanted to. That's okay. I will figure it out.
How come I've never heard of this before?
I don't know. But apparently it's where strippers go to die.
Okay, fair enough.
We should have our own shirts made up for it. So if we go, it'll say Claremont Lounge, where old strippers go to die.
I like it. And then on the back, put cocktails with Heather.
Cocktails with Heather. By the way, there's 70 reviews, an average of 4.5 stars.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
I have to find out what the 1 star is.
This place gave me STDs. Someone shit on the toilet seat. You're trying to find the 1 star.
I already found him. The most rudest, ignorant staff ever. After their ATM machine stole money from me. It's a machine. Machines don't steal money. I told the bouncer and the customer behind me witnessed along with one of the employees that it did not give me my cash. Blah, blah, blah. Disturbing, but if that's your thing, it's perfect. Not quite sure why this is a treasure.
It's my thing.
It's about as gross as it could be. Everything from being in the basement of a burnt out and condemned old hotel building to a seemingly strung out and wasted staff to what I believe they say are, quote unquote, not your typical quality dancers you would find in a more upscale gentleman's club. It can't get any more gross. It makes a bus depot bathroom look like the Four Seasons. I love dive bars and have patronized many. Okay, well, you're from West Hollywood. That says it all right there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so that
person,
review...
Let's be fair. That person probably walked through the doors of this place and thought that they actually walked into hell.
That review is from somebody from West Hollywood, and if you've ever been to West Hollywood, you would know. So let me just leave it at that.
Yeah, there's a whole different... Not what I would frequent in a gentleman's club.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, West Hollywood is...
Maybe they were there for the trannies.
That's most likely why. Anyways.
Again.
Let's call it a night.
Okay, let's call it, homie.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Gracie.
Fuck you, Gracie.